A roach inspired me to declutter, and conveniently enough, I'm apartment hunting because of the roach problem and the tendency for racing cars to wake me up during the night. I'm waiting for a guy to finish power washing. It is unfortunate, but it is what it is. I'll be moving anyway, so decluttering will be a good thing. But even if you don't have roaches and startling decibels spicing up your life to a point that it's making you want to leave your current abode, chances are you still need to declutter. So join me. Hello and welcome to part 2 of Decluttering Your Life. In our last video, we tackled the bathroom. And today you'll get into the stuff that makes spirits go round, your hobbies. I know hobbies is a very open-ended term and can range depending on who you are, but in my case, hobbies do include tech and camera gear, hence why this video exists. Last week, one of my favorite content creators did a decluttering video, and she changed it up by making this super fast-paced and just, sorting through things without thinking too much. While hers was beautifully curated and chaotic, true to her style, I kind of want to take some of that into my own video and make this a fast-paced video, mostly because I don't want the extra time to decide or be indecisive about something I'm going to get rid of. And when I'm recording in this apartment, the AC is not on. It's over 99 outside right now, and the longer we do this, the more we suffer. That was loud. 2 cars are racing. I'm gonna go ahead and choose 3 different areas to declutter. This can obviously be left to interpretation depending on what your home looks like. I have my 80s built-in cabinet, hence the popcorn ceiling, my secondhand sideboard / server, whatever you might call it, and my incorrectly built IKEA bookshelf. And from here, you're going to go ahead and allot a specific amount of time to spend at each area. And I'm not talking half an hour, I'm talking something less than 5 minutes. If you really need to sift through something, let's say you're going through important documents, maybe add a little bit more time there, but let's go ahead and write down everything. So in order to make myself happy, I'll be writing this on paper. And if you do not feel like decluttering at all, take this opportunity with me, whether it's like on your phone, your little laptop, whatever it may be, to write down your own list, set your own times. That way when you do get a random burst of energy 3 weeks from now, it's ready to go and all you have to do is follow it. Tech and hobbies. These are the things that ruin any chance of an aesthetically pleasing storage interior. And while yes, maybe with more space I could go ahead and establish something clean and streamlined, that's not what we're working with right now. Instead, we have an abundance of cables, cardstock, and retail boxes that were just never thrown away. Alright, so I went ahead and wrote down my cute little list, and I know I did say earlier that I'm looking for an apartment, but I already signed the lease for a new apartment. It is official. That being said, I still have a whole month, and there are a few things I can't start doing in the meantime, so we're going to be adding utility jobs to this list. So in other words, emailing my renter's insurance, transferring my utilities account, like that kind of thing can be done right now. So it will be in the list. I'm gonna go ahead and start setting up times for all of this. And our goal is to just keep everything into 1 hour. Starting with our 80s built-in, and that's that whole thing behind me, in case you're like, what is that? Since it has a lot of things, we're gonna go ahead and give it 15 minutes. All right, transferring our utilities account should not take more than 10 minutes, and usually I might put 5, but the website's honestly pretty finicky. I remember it taking something like an hour last time because I kept getting an error message. So 10 minutes. And after that, of course, we're gonna take 5 minutes to make coffee. It is 5 in the afternoon, but I think a little bit of coffee might cheer me up. Bookshelf will be our second area, and we'll do 3 minutes for that. Emailing my renter's insurance. Yeah, it should only take 5 minutes. Let me see how much time I have left. I have 38 minutes. Alright, so I have 22 minutes left. And I think with that time, we can go ahead and I'm looking around to see what needs to be done in this place. After that, I'm gonna schedule my paid time off for the actual moving days, and second to last is Dandy's training session, meaning I'm getting ready for her to not freak out when people come over and move her furniture around. So last place will be the server, or I forget what the term is. There's another term for it. I'll pop it up right here. But we're gonna hit that area for a total of 5 minutes. And after doing the maths for this, I realized I had 5 minutes left over, so I'm just gonna use those 5 minutes to trim up the little bouquet of flowers that my partner got for Father's Day. Anyway, we're gonna be getting started with the 80s built-in, so let's get to it. And I will be using a little timer on my phone just to help me actually stick to the time here. This is definitely my worst area. This holds a lot of medicine things, tools, random craft goods, and things that really just don't have anywhere else to go. So to save you the pain of hearing me talk about my many things, I instead have a few reminders to offer you. 1. You do not need to buy anything to help you organize after decluttering. And 2. Donate what you can. Better yet, ask friends and family to see if anyone is in need of what you no longer need. Unless they also have a tendency to hold on to unnecessary things, then don't do it. Don't enable them. Alright, so I did finish the bottom. Up here is towels and some music things, so there's really nothing to get rid of there. People can be very sentimental about different things. I try my best to not be at all, unless it comes to like a card or a letter someone wrote me that's meaningful. But I have kept all my ID tags and badges from past jobs, but in this day and age, we have pictures to look back on. Like, I don't need to see my cute little picture from when I was substitute teaching anymore. So we're moving on, and we're using these last 3 minutes just to work on this random basket. This is essentially my junk drawer / basket of things that everyone has, but let's get to this one. So next is just transferring utilities, which should only take 10 minutes max. Since I am making coffee after this, I'm actually gonna go ahead and just get water boiling really quick. If I have any self-respect, I'll make the tea, but sometimes you just wanna be a little reckless. Especially if you're period cramping, which is exactly what's happening with me right now. I'm actually just gonna do this on my phone since I have a bunch of like passwords and all of that pre-saved. It'll just be easier on here. All right, I changed my mind. It's being way too slow. My phone, we're just gonna use our laptop. It loaded, yay! Okay, so we can actually update our info now. It's okay, I just dropped my MacBook. Oh. My timer went off, but I'm not done, so I'm gonna put a stopwatch, and I'll have to take that time from anything else, just to make sure we stay within the hour. We hit a roadblock. It turns out I can't actually request to stop my service at my current place. I'm a little bit too early. Yeah, it has to be within 30 days. So technically, we're not there yet. That's annoying. Anyway, it's officially really hot in my apartment, but we're gonna make a coffee really quick. Alternatively, what I'll do is just set a calendar notification for when I can transfer utilities, and that'll offer more peace of mind for me. So this is my lovely bookshelf that I built wrong. Long story short, that piece at the very top with the little hole in it, hopefully you can see it, that should be on the very bottom. That's the only place I messed it up, but it is wrong, so I will remember it. This bookshelf is adorable and great, and it has our cute little books and journals, but there are things that should not be here, that are existing here. So I think what I'm gonna do is just grab a basket, toss everything that doesn't belong in there, and then just distribute it throughout my house. And I forgot to set a timer again. This was supposed to be 3 minutes long, and I wanted to take time from this because I carried over earlier, but you can't do that. So we're starting it, and we're doing it. I also have a lot of tech-related things here that should be back in the first area I was organizing. actually done. That was easy. We're done. With a total of 1 minute to spare. Next is just updating my renter's insurance again. So giving and taking from the last two things where one took too long and the other was a lot shorter than I thought it would be. We have a total of 3 minutes to work on this. I will admit I am pretty excited even just doing these little utility tasks because it means we're moving, and it's a nice saying. We're leaving this place, entering this new place, and I'm super hyped. I know it's just a move, but it's also just setting the general trajectory for these next couple of years for me. I will be going back to school for a master's degree, and my partner and I are hoping to do creative things on the side and just be able to host as well, because we'll be moving into a 1-bedroom apartment instead of a studio. So I'm just super looking forward to it. And I'm really glad I added these little things into my decluttering because it's all kind of just coming together for the purposes of this move and these next stages of life for us. Email sent, so we're back into phone mode. I'm gonna grab my coffee while I set a 2-minute timer for this next task. 2 minutes set. And this next thing is just going to be scheduling paid time off from work for my move. So luckily my job does offer paid time off, and they let us use our sick time for normal hours. If you're not American, this must be very uninteresting, but we're just gonna go ahead and schedule it. All right, we're done with that. Let's see what's next on our list, shall we? I should probably put my coffee down. Can't have it all. Never mind, we can't have it all. In case you were curious about my office setup, it is indeed a music stand, and it works. Okay, so next is Dandy training session. I did say earlier that I want her to not freak out the day of the move, and that's only gonna happen if she's feeling confident and able to listen to me. So let's train Dandy. So first I had to find the dog. She was hiding in the bathroom for some reason, but we're gonna set a 10-minute timer for her. This whole week I've been using like a little online training plan for her. She was trained as a puppy, but I'm trying to get a little bit more in-depth, but of course we're just reviewing basics right now. So I'm just gonna take today to review things we've learned these last few days and just make sure they're locked in before we move on with the plan, because if you've ever trained a dog before, you know that the training itself comes from like actually implementing and practicing it on the daily instead of just like erratic training sessions and calling it a day, hoping they'll actually remember what you taught them. Down. We have our timer set for 5 minutes for this last thing, and this is just the whole area behind where my camera is right now. We're gonna fix our little server board, or not server board, that's a computer thing, but this whole little area. There's honestly a lot here, but I use all of these, except for the music books, because I don't have instruments anymore. How did that happen? But I do use all of these, so I'm honestly actually just done here. I really just needed to get rid of the clutter all the way up here. I also have random instruments, so hey, we'll put that there and call it a day. So we'll be a little bit under an hour, but the very last thing that I did add to the list was just fixing this beautiful little flower arrangement. Anyway, we're gonna take this over to the kitchen and give it some much needed love. People usually might use proper gardening things, gardening shears or whatever, to fix their flower arrangements, but we're just gonna use this knife and this cutting board because it's what we have on hand. I think we're just gonna give the flowers a quick rinse, cut them up, and hopefully throw them back in a way where they still look pretty. No wonder my allergies are terrible. These guys are full of pollen. Put that there. Move on to the next one. Double it and pass it to the next person. Whatever they say. Just look at that. It's really pretty. I hope it's focusing on there. Yeah, this arrangement, honestly, is just stunning. I'm so used to going to Trader Joe's and just getting the world's crappiest little single $5 packet of flowers. They look pretty in their own right, but it definitely doesn't beat just the collective beauty of so many different kinds of flowers in one arrangement. I guess that's maximalism. Winning my heart over for once. I think what I might actually do is get rid of anything that is actually on its way out, because some of these are having a really rough time. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Let's have this camera actually looking at the pretty things in life, which are the flowers. Not the girl, but the flowers. So I mentioned that my partner got these for Father's Day. He is not a dad, but he had a father figure pass in this last year and has a very, very sweet coworker who thought to get him and anyone else who's experienced that kind of loss flowers. So good on them. And also, I think it's adorable that she happens to give my partner the pink flowers, because pink and purple are like his favorite little accent colors. Okay, that one was really hard to cut, but makes sense. Makes sense. And these are one of my favorites because they look like little berries, like almost Christmassy, but they still look very summery too. There we go. And this is the last little bit. It's the lettuce. Might as well say that he really likes this part. It looks like a little vegetable. Alright, so these look nowhere near as darling as they looked before. I do not have a knack for this at all. In fact, last time I tried arranging actual flowers, I ended up calling my sister and she tried her best to help me over FaceTime. But this is good enough, I think. The rose looks really dead. I'm gonna get rid of the rose. Yeah, that's better. Alright, fill her up with water. Alright, we're calling it a day with that. Hopefully he doesn't ask, why did you botch my flowers? Alright, so I am done, I'm exhausted, but we were able to get through the list successfully, which is what matters. And while I could go ahead and do another video, maybe like decluttering my closet, my camping gear, my kitchen, whatever it may be, I don't want to get rid of camping gear, and I don't want to get rid of any clothes. So that would leave my kitchen, but I would rather my partner take care of that. He's the one that loves cooking and uses that thing on the daily at an expert level. So that's it for me. Thank you for watching if you did, and I will see you in the future.